So, there's been a lot of talk about the new update. A lot of people have either stated that they're disappointed, frustrated, or, well, straight up drop the game. So let's talk about those new features, why they were added, and hopefully it can give you a good sense for how the game is actually doing. Because while, yes, I did make a really good tutorial video on how to play the game, a lot of people are still very overwhelmed with all the things that were added. So while, yes, the title and thumbnail are clickbait, I'm not actually worried about the game state at all. I am, however, worried about how players are perceiving the new update. Don't click off the video yet. This was done on purpose. If I made the title and thumbnail like, "You're all wrong, the update is good," you obviously wouldn't click on it. This is done so intentionally to lure in people like you that think that the game is going in a bad direction. I didn't do this with malicious intent, but rather because I want to reassure you that the game is going in a good direction. This video might be slightly unorganized, just fair warning. While I would put it into chapters like I did with the tutorial video, I feel like a video like this is near impossible to really discuss all the new features and how they've been balanced without being a little bit messy. So forgive me if it seems like everything is scattered about. Oh, and by the way, you know you can turn off the new features, right? Like, it's right here. Like, you can turn off all of it if you really wanted to. This being here is what upset me the most, because it really showed how many of the YouTube comments didn't even make a new save yet and already judged the new update. This right here is why I'm making this video. I like to also emphasize that this video is going to be a lot more than me just saying, "Hey, you're wrong, the update is good." There are major criticisms to be made about this update. But first and foremost, something I need to point out is that this is a shadow build. So the fall update isn't even out yet, and people are already judging it based on what was shown in a tutorial video that was meant to be there if you got stuck. Although this video will have parts where I do tell you that you are wrong. Now, I know people on the internet don't like being told that they're wrong, but if you really want to enjoy this game, I think you're gonna have to admit it. To start off, a lot of people think that you have to do a lot more tasks in the day, which is completely false. Yeah, there's this, but this is piss easy. At every midnight, the drone is going to come by and drop off its stuff for you. Inside the drone has all your daily stuff, like the tape case and the new tapes that you put in. I think what a lot of players are doing is that once they get the new stuff for your dailies, they go over here and send the drone away. Don't do this. Instead, what you're meant to do is immediately go over to your tapes, put them into the case, take the new tapes and put them in, and then you run back over to your drone, put it in the sack, and then send it away. The new tapes feature is not meant to be tedious or annoying or stressful for players. It's meant to be a source of 50 points per day that you get for basically free. You just have to remember to do it. Now, on to the next thing. And a lot of people have been talking about that they need 5 signals a day. I'll just say this right now, that is a bug, and you're not supposed to be having stuff like that. I'm getting it too. Everyone's getting a task that requires 5 signals a day. That's just a bug, and it's being patched, so don't worry about that. Now, floppy disks are where a lot of criticism comes with this update, and there are some fair points to it. I think the main thing that we can all agree on is that this is ridiculous. I'm actually going to go and use the restroom and speed this up, and let's see how long it takes. I'm betting that it's going to still be doing this by the time I get back, and if it does, you have to sub. Okay. Well, it finished before I got back, but still. Regardless, it shouldn't take that long, right? This is the main thing I do agree with a lot of the criticism. However, one thing I absolutely failed at teaching you on the tutorial is that you can upgrade the servers. So upon making a new save, your servers will generate with a random amount of upgrades. This one just has max out the bat, but if this is upgrade all the way to max, check this out. How many times do you want to bet it's going to fail? It never fails. If you have it with all 3 upgrades, it will never fail. Every upgrade you give it will decrease the likelihood that it will fail. And getting upgrades is actually pretty easy too. Holy shit, that wasn't scripted. I'm trying to record, jackass. What was I saying? Right, okay. I think you can buy server upgrades, but you can also craft them with 1 metal, 1 electronic, and 1 plastic scrap. Like so. And then you just slot them into a server. So with just 1 server upgrade, let's see the difference here. It also does it faster, I think. Okay, I think we just got lucky that time, so let's try it on a different server. This one also just has 1 upgrade. Okay, it failed a little bit. Wow, check that out. That is still faster than writing the hash codes out yourself. But back to the floppy disk system in general, a lot of people think that this is like more overwhelming. All it does is replace the hash code system. So really, it's not different at all, at least in terms of like what you do on your daily tasks. The only real addition would just be the tapes. But Monica, you're asking in the comments probably, what about the radar towers? So radar towers right now are in a weird place because we have a lot of people reporting that every day they'll have to like replace their fuses. But if you've been watching my playthrough on Twitch or on YouTube, I haven't had to go to the radar towers even once yet. And I'm on day 24, which honestly, you've got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make any sense. On this radar tower, 3 of my fuses are broken, but 1 is still alive. And then this tower has 2 fuses dead and 2 are still alive. I'm assuming the other one is like the same story. A lot of people are saying that has something to do with this debug code by pressing the Alt key. I've tried everything using the Alt key and it does nothing, to be honest. Either way, whatever has been going on with the radar towers is going to be patched. I'm pretty sure how long my towers have been up are going to be the intended length. So these radar towers are going to be something that you won't have to deal with until maybe mid to late game. Radio tower, on the other hand, currently is a bit broken. Every time you reload your save, the fuses would be fine in this. This has also been patched out. But for some reason, people have been acting like this is a daily thing that you have to go around and do, and that's going to be annoying to find. Now, I'm not trying to insult y'all's intelligence, really I'm not, but y'all know that there's console commands here that literally let you do this. Boom. Now the compass points to the radar tower. I'm pretty sure I showed this off in the tutorial too, so I don't know what y'all's problem is. Maybe it's just me, but I really don't understand the flack that this update is getting. Especially because we know Voices of the Void is a more complicated game than most. And yet we still loved it up until this point. We all learned how to get the signals. We all learned the crazy tech that this game has. But the developers decide to change it up a little bit to make it more interesting and everyone hates it for some reason. I really think that everyone's reaction to this update was, well, reactionary and disingenuous. I mean, people are saying that the game is ruined because of the new tasks and the new things that you can do around Dunkeltaylor. Not to mention the people that are trying to say, oh, it's criticism to say it sucks. Saying a feature sucks without saying how it could be improved, why it sucks, isn't criticism, it's you being a dick. And if that makes you angry to hear, then maybe you need to self-reflect on yourself a little bit. Like I said, I know the internet doesn't like being told that they're wrong, but you're wrong. There's a huge difference between giving constructive criticism and then just saying it sucks, and then going after the person who wanted to make a tutorial video. No offense to you all, but half the people judging this update don't even play the game. There's so many comments that said, I haven't tried the update yet. So then why are you watching the tutorial video that's meant to be there for if you get stuck? Sorry for going on this long tangent, but I think it's a little justified. Not to mention, again, we are in an unstable shadow build for the public to report bugs and stuff. This isn't the full update. Another thing I've seen concern over is the Transformer minigames. And that it's like too hard and stuff, or like there's too much. So just to have your Transformer back up to 100%, all you have to do is the waveform minigame. Boom, it's done. And you'll only have to do all 3 minigames if you let your Transformers go all the way out, so it's kind of like an incentive. I also forgot to mention something about your servers. They go down way less now. Like, I mean, rarely will you ever have to repair a server. I've also had comments about people saying that their signals are disappearing when they're trying to get them. This is also going to be fixed. In the future, instead of them just disappearing, you'll actually see the signals be like very large, and then they'll get slowly smaller and smaller and smaller until they disappear. That way, you can have a visual indicator if you should actually go for that signal or not, or if you should just ping for another one. The ATV battery I can kind of understand. Sometimes your battery can die if you leave your headlights on, so you have to replace the battery. Well, for now. Maybe in the future there might be a way to recharge them. Maybe like this. There might be another way. Again, unstable shadow build. I mean, one of the main factions doesn't even spawn anymore. That has also been fixed. I just find it so strange how fast people judge this update without actually trying to play the game themselves. and even resort to throwing insults at me of all people. You know, the one person trying to actually give you a visual tutorial on how to play the game. I'm a little salty about it, but not gonna lie, I think I have every right to be. Oh, and by the way, for some reason people thought this, not trying to spoil it, but if you get the Mark II version of our little friend here, yes, they can do the floppies for you. Just like they could hash codes. They're not obsolete. I don't know why anyone would think that. That's really strange. I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, don't shit on it before you at least try it. I know it's like a really hard thing for the internet to grasp. And just by saying these words, I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of crazy comments. I mean, there's people that sent me actual paragraphs about how I am a bad person. It's fucking weird. But I think it's safe to say that all the hate that this new update is getting is from a very loud minority. Sure, you can also argue that the new control scheme is pretty bad, and I thought so too at first, I'm not going to lie. But the more I started to use it, the more I started to realize that it's actually better. And if you're really that upset about it, at the bottom of binds, there's show throw trajectory. You can bind that to your left alt, pick up an item, put it in your hand, hold alt and click. There you go, your alt throw is back. I could go on more and more in this video about how we need to stop judging things too quickly and how to write proper criticism, but I feel like that's not really a Voices of the Void problem, more like an internet problem. Because while yes, there are some major things about the update that need to be fixed, again, spamming developer inboxes just saying, "You suck," doesn't help the game grow, doesn't help it get improved, and it just decreases morale. So to have the comments that want to say that the game sucks now, if you actually gave a damn about the game, you'd actually try to play it and give actual feedback, instead of just doom scrolling on YouTube and judging the entire update from the stance of a tutorial video that's supposed to help you get through the update. If my words make you upset, I'm not sorry. That's gonna do it for this video. I probably rambled on for a lot longer than I should have. But if you care about this game, actually play it, please. Give some actual feedback. I will be streaming this game live on Twitch. If you have like raunchy, out-of-pocket, crazy humor, you might like my streams. Until then, my name is Ariral, and I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves and bye-bye.